from the Gospel Music and Training Center. This is Jonathan Powell. Thank you for tuning in to today's lesson. Today we're going to be covering chords and progressions that relate to the song "The Presence of the Lord is Here" by Byron Cage. Keep in mind we're focusing in on chords and progressions, and they relate to many other songs too across the board. So, you can always take what you learned here from these chords and progressions in today's lesson and try to incorporate them into different things, all right? So we're going to be in the key of D flat major. Let's look at the scale. D flat is our 1, E flat is our 2, F is our 3, G flat is our 4, A flat is our 5, B flat is our 6, C is our 7, and D flat is our 1. All right, I kind of stumbled over that C is our 7, but you got it. All right, C is the 7. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to start off in the beginning. So we're going to start off on the F, which is the 3rd. So we're doing a 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to go to the flat 7, to the 4, back to the 1. So let's look at that 3, 4, 5. Over the 3, we have F in our bass, which is the 3. And in my right hand, I have F, A flat, and D flat. F in my left hand, F, A flat, and D flat. This is a 3. Now we're going to the 4. This is our 4 chord. What we have is G flat in my left hand, and in my right hand I have G flat, B flat, and E flat. Now from here we're going to the 5. The 5, of course, is A flat, and now we have A flat, D flat, and F in my right hand. So those are the first 3 chords. Now we're going to the flat 7, to the 4, to the 1. So the flat 7 chord, what we have is B. That's our flat 7th in the D flat major scale. So we got B in my left hand. Then I have G flat, B, and E flat. Okay. Now we're going to the 4. And the 4 is G flat major. So we got E, A flat, B flat, and D flat. This is more of a dominant sounding chord. And this takes us back to the 1. Off the 1 we have E flat, F, A flat, and D flat. This is a D flat major chord with the added 9. So the first 3 chords. Then the next 3 chords. And what happens, this repeats again. It repeats all the way to the B. But after you get to the B, we're going to do something different. So we start off on the 3, 4, 5. Then we go to the flat 7, to the 4, to the 1. Then we go to the 3, 4, 5. Then after we go to the flat 7, we're going to do something different. To the flat 7, now we're going to change it. To the 3, to the 6, to the 2. Then we're going to go back to the flat 7, to the 4, to the 1. All right? So that changed. We went from the flat 7 to the 3. E flat, A flat, A, and D flat. And this is a common passing chord that will take you to the 6. So if you're on a 3, and this is your chord, most of the time you're going to go to the 6. So that's where we're going to the 6, and what we have is B flat in my left hand, and in my right hand I have A flat, C, D flat, and F. Now what we're going to do, we're going to drop the A flat down to G, and we're going to change our left hand to E flat. So this is our 2 chord. And all we did when we left from the 6, we changed 2 things. We changed our bass to E flat, which is the 2, and we dropped our thumb down. So now we have G, C, D flat, and F, and in my left hand I have E flat. So E flat in my left hand, G, C, D flat, and F. Now we're going to go back to the flat 7, to the 4, to the 1 again. So I already showed you that. So here we go. Let's start from the top. The 3 to the 4 to the 5 to the flat 7 to the 4 to the 1. From the 3 to the 4 to the 5 to the flat 7 to the 3 to the 6 to the 2 to the flat 7 to the 4 and to the 1. Now when it repeats, you can do this. And that's an A flat octave to a G flat octave. And it's basically taking you back to the top, back to that 3, but it's just bigger. Alright, so that's what's going on. Then it does it again. Okay, so these are the chords and progressions, but every now and then they change it up. And what it is this. They do that A flat octave on that rhythm. Bum, bum, bum. And then when we go to this chord again, we do this. A flat up top, then A flat down. So it's pretty much an octave. You're going to start with the higher A flat, then you're going to go to the lower A flat. So it's like this. Don't play the bass, then that comes in. Then we're going to go. So this is pretty much the top. So these are the chords that just you do in the intro, but they're in the whole song. So when the song comes in, it's going to be like this. It's going to be the same chords. So we're going to start on the 3 to the 4 to the 5. From the flat 7 to the 4 to the 1. From the 3 to the 4 to the 5. Flat 7 to the 3 to the 6 to the 2. Flat 7 to the 4. Now this is where something different comes in. Okay? So this lesson is going to be really quick because all you're going to do is the same thing over and over and just change keys. And that's where your homework comes in on the change of keys part, because it doesn't make sense for me to go and show you in every key. You know, we want to put your brain to use so you can actually get some practice in and really get in the habit of, you know, having to figure out things. So, you know, the more things you figure out on your own, the better you're going to be retaining the information. So, like I said, the whole chords at the top are the same as the intro, but except for when we get to this part. So we're going from the 1 to the flat 7 to the 6. Then we're going to go back up to the flat 7 to the 1, okay? So this is it. So on my left hand I have D flat, and on my right hand I have F, A flat, and D flat. And you can play that right hand twice. Okay? Then we're going to go to the B, which is the flat 7. And in my right hand I have E flat, G flat, and B. And that takes us to the 6. Now off the 6 we have B flat in my left hand, and in my right hand I have D flat, G flat, and B flat. Then we go back to the flat 7 with the same chord I showed you. So it's like this. Then the same chords from the top. Then all you do is go up. All right, so that's your homework because the song modulates a lot. So it's going to start from D flat, then it's going to go up to the key of D, then it's going to go to E flat, and everything is going to be the same. If you actually listen to the record, a lot of chord progressions will be the same, but when we get to the key of E flat, we're going to do something different. So when we get to this part, we're not going to play that the whole way through. We're going to do like this. Okay, so that's the other part of the song. And what it is we start on the 1 to the 2 to the flat 3 to the 3 to the 4. So once again, from the 1 to the 2 to the flat 3 to the 3 to the 4. So that's when we get to the key of E flat. That's going to be another change that's going to come up. Other than that, everything is going to be the same. And all you got to do is take everything up a half step. How you do that? Simply, the next key is D. So the distance from D flat to D is actually one note. So you can actually take every chord up one note, a half step up. Okay? Even the bass. So really all you have to do is do that. Like for example, the intro. We started right here. All you gotta do is start right here, but take everything up a half step. Then the next chord we did was off of G flat. And write these things down because it's real easy to get confused, because when you transpose, things can get kind of mixed up. So if you write it down, your focus could be right there, and it eliminates any confusion. So for all the chords, I would write them down just so you can have a reference to as well. So now you take it up all the way to the key of E flat, and like I said, we're going to go back to where I left off. I just wanted to throw that in for you. So those chords that we're going to do in the key of E flat are this. We start on the 1, and then we go to B flat, E flat, and G in my right hand. So we got E flat in my left hand, B flat, E flat, G in my right. From here we go to the 2. The 2 is F, so we got F in my left hand, and in my right hand I have C, E flat, A flat. Now we're going to go to the flat 3. And the flat 3 is G flat, and in my right hand I have D, G flat, and A. If you want to call this a D major chord over G flat, then you would say D, F sharp, A. Same thing, all right? Now we're going to the 3. We have G in my left hand, and in my right hand I have E flat, G, and B flat. Okay, so we started from the 1 to the 2 to the flat 3 to the 3. This takes us to the 4. Off the 4 we have E flat, A flat, and C. In my left hand I have A flat, which is the 4. And if you want to do a little pickup note, you can go from E flat to F before we do this walk-up progression. So it'll come like this. Then you do the walk-up to the 4. Now this is different. We're going from the 7 to the 1. So off the 7 we have D in my left hand, which is the 7, and in my right hand I have D, F, and B flat. A B flat major chord over D. And that takes us to the 1. So you play this chord twice. And that takes us to the 1, and we have E flat major in my right hand, an E flat chord. E flat, G, and B flat. And E flat in the bass. From here we're going to go to and that's going to A flat chord. I already showed you this chord. E flat, A flat, and C. And I have A flat in my bass. The pickup notes are A flat, B flat, and then you play the chord. So it's like this. And now you're going to do 2 more pickups before before you get to this chord off the 3. So the first two pickup notes that take you to the 4 are A flat to B flat. Then you play the A flat major chord. Now before you play the chord over the 3, you're going to go like this. B flat, A flat. Now we have the chord over the 3, which is E flat, G, and B flat. Then we go back to the 7 to the 1. I already showed you these chords. Okay? So it's like this. To the 7 to the 1. Now we're going to go to the G as a passing chord to take us back to the A flat. So the chord off the G is E flat, G, and B flat. We got E flat in my bass in my left hand. Then we're going to break off the chord off of A flat that I showed you. So I don't want to get you confused. We're going to go from the 1 to the 2. I'm going to start from that whole progression. From the 1, 2, flat, 3, 3. We're going to break on the A flat. Then we're going to go 7, 7, 1. 4, 3, 2, I'm sorry, 7, 1. And this is where those pickup notes come in. Then we're going to go back to the G and then break off the A flat. Now we're going to do something different. So what that is, the pickup notes are F, G, then we're going to play an F major chord. We got F in my bass, and then my right hand I have C, F, and A. Next chord is going to be an F major chord in root position. F, A, C in my right hand, and in my left hand I have A. Now the next chord is going to be off of B flat, and what we have is F, B flat, and D, a B flat major chord. Okay, that's the whole thing. Then we're going to go back to that G in my bass, to the A flat, and I showed you all these chords. Repeat that part again, and we're going to do this lick again. So it just repeats. So let's start from that part again. So we go from the 4 to the 7 to the 1. 4, 3, 7, 1. And that's where those pickup notes come in. Then we're going to do the passing chord off the G to the 4 again. Then we're going to go to the F. Then we go back to the 4, to the 3. Then we go back to the F. And we break. Okay, so a lot of things repeat over and over. That's why I'm not showing you the chords again, because I already showed you them. I'm just showing you the sequence of what goes on with the progression. All right, so after that, the second time around, now we're going to do something different. Remember, we're in a totally different key. So that's where your homework comes in with knowing this, because it's the same as this that I showed you earlier. But you're going to have to modulate those chords up. All right, so when we come out, I'm going back to that part because this is a transition that's going to take you back to. But before that all takes place, we're going to be coming out of. And it comes right here. After that break, here it is. So those chord progressions, we're going to go from the 3 to the flat 6 to the 6. to the 2, to the 5, to the 1. Back to that part. So off the 3, what we have is C, F, and G. Suspended chord. C, F, and G. And I have G in my bass. Then we're gonna go to the flat 6. And after flat 6, we have B, D, F, and A flat. And B in my bass. So B in the bass, B, D, F, and A flat. Then we go to C, which is the 6. And off of that, we have B flat, E flat, and G. And C in the bass. So it's like this. 3, flat 6, 6. Then we're gonna go to the 2. And after 2, we have C, E flat, and A flat. In my left hand, I have F. So we got F in the bass in my left hand, and then C, E flat, A flat. Then we go to the 5. And after 5, we have an E flat major chord over the 5. B flat, E flat, and G. B flat, E flat, and G. And then we go to the A flat major chord over B flat bass. So we got C, E flat, and A flat, and B flat in the bass. And that takes us back to the. And you could just play E flat and then the same chords that we did at the top of the whole song. So let me take you to the whole second one. This time it modulates a whole step to F. And that's where your homework comes in. Now we're going to be doing breaks. So we're going to break off the F. So what that is, the chord, the break chord, is F and E flat in your left hand, and in your right hand, A, D, and F. So we break right here. So this is the break chord. Then we're gonna go to the E flat, and it's the same as this that you should know, but I'll show you this one in this key. We're gonna play E flat in the bass, and in my right hand I got G, B flat, and E flat. Then we're gonna go to the D. So we're going from the 1 to the flat 7 to the 6. And after 6, we have F, B flat, and D in my right hand. And the 6 is D, so we got D in the bass. Remember, we're in the key of F now. And this is a little movement that you can do. A to D, A plus D, I mean. And then you're gonna go to G and C. So you're gonna start on A and D, and then go to G and C. Now, if you want to get fancier, you can do a slide. Start on your index finger on G, and then your middle finger on A flat, and roll that all the way down to the A, like that, to G and C. And your left hand has F and C. So we're going to start off with the break. That chord, then we play it again. Then we're going to go to that flat 7, to to the 6, then to that chord. Then we break again. And again. Then we're going to go to the A. So after you break off of F those last couple of times, you're going to do this. And what that is, it's going from B to C to D flat. In your right hand, you got G, C, and F. In your left hand, you have A and D flat. Or you can play this chord without doing that walkout. G, C, D flat, and F. So let me show you how you can do either or. Off those last breaks off of F. Here's the other way. So you got a couple options. Now let me show you the other one. Just play it straight. So after this chord or this chord, we're gonna go to the 6. So we basically, that little movement is off the 3. And this is a passing chord that's gonna take you to the 6. So it's the same chord, but it's just in a different inversion or voicing of the same chord. Now we're going to the 6, and off the 6 we have C, E, and F, and A. And D in the bass. Then all we do is drop our thumb down to B. And change our bass to G. The same, this is the same exact chord progression that we did in the top of the song. So we got G in the bass, and in my right hand I got B, E, F, and A. Now we go to the E flat. And off the E flat we have B flat, E flat, and G. An E flat major chord. And E flat in the bass. Now we're going to the B flat, which is the 4. And what we have is A flat, C, D, and F. B flat in the bass, A flat, C, D, and F in the right. Then we go back to the 1. So let's start from the break. 1, 2, 3, 4, break. 1, 2, 3, 4, break. Break. Boom, 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 boom. This is where that change comes in. So you know pretty much all the changes to the song. It's just the modulations and transposition that you're going to have to do of the chords that I already showed you. So I don't want to waste time, repeating things in different keys because it's still the same thing, and I've already showed it to you. All right, so when you get to the end, that's what your bass is going to be doing. So what we're doing is F twice in my pinky, then in my thumb twice. So it's like this. You can practice that rhythm one at a time. F, 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 F. Low F, higher F. That's the syncopation of it though. Now we're going to go from low F to a higher F to E flat, you play that twice, to G flat, play that twice. Then we repeat the low F to the high F. Now we're going to go from the E flat back to F. So we start from the low F to the high F, and I'm taking it from the top of the whole bass line from this part. So we start from the low F to the high F to the E flat to the D. Then we start back on that low F to the higher F to the E flat to the F. So it's like this. And what that change is, when you get to the E flat to the D, you're gonna play chords off the E flat and D. You're gonna play that E flat major chord, and you got G, B flat, and E flat, and then we're gonna go to that D, and then we got F, B flat, and D. Then we're going to go back to the E flat chord again. We got G, B flat, and E flat to the F. And we got A, C, and F. So these are your chords. All right, so that's how you hold the chords. All right, so that's pretty much every change to the song for you to be able to play. Keep in mind that I'm just not focusing in on this song, more so just the chord progressions and everything that go on. I'm not playing the song tit for tat exactly the same. Actually just covering some of the chord progressions and things that go on, just so you can get an idea of how to use them and what's pretty much going on within, with the chord progressions and everything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play everything for you from the top. You have everything that you need, maybe a couple sections that we left out. But for the most part, the meat of the song is there. We're running out of time. I'm actually over my time limit for this particular song. If you have any questions, you can email me or send me a message on GMTC, and I'll be glad to help you with anything personally. All right, so I'm going to play everything for you all the way through from the top, and then just so you can get an idea of how to put things together, but you're going to have to do some studying and some listening to the record, just so you can actually get more idea of the flow of it, because the song is about 7 minutes long, and it's just a lot of repeating. That's why I didn't go structurally in the same order, because it repeats a lot. So it's up to you to actually listen to it and put things together. All right, so here we go from the top, and we're going to get out of here. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. I'll see you on the next one.